3.8 billion live in cities. That means the UN has said, as we're out here in this beautiful country spot, the UN says that we've reached the tipping point here, and that now over half of the world's population lives in an urban area for the first time in history. Over half now live in our urban environments. There are now on Earth 600 cities with a population of 600,000. Think of that. 600 cities with a population of 600,000. Go to the next slide. Yeah. We have 39 churches with over 500 members. 600 cities. With 600,000 people, and our response so far is 39 cities with a church of over 500 members. We have so much work to do. Go to the next picture. Back up, please. Oh. Just quick on the draw. Last year, can you go back one more? That was 2. There you go. We grew by 2,500 last year, and that's exciting. That really is. That's exciting. Our cities, our worldwide cities, are growing by 1 million people per week. Okay? And 2,500 we grew by last year. Go to the next one. Just one click there. World cities grew by 2,500 in the last 20 minutes. We have so much work to do. So much work to do. You know what we need in here, brothers? We need dreamers. We need young Christians that want to train.
Come on.
Who say, look, help me out. Disciple me. Whoa, I want to grow. I want to learn. I want to get strong. We've got a world to reach. We are a drop in the bucket right now. We need young Christians to say that. We need older Christians to say that. We need people that have been around for 10 and 20 years. You guys, you need to be setting the pace as well with humility and openness. And, hey, bro, let's be tight here. What do you see that I need to change? What can I grow in? We need that kind of an open example. Guys that are in the ministry in here, whether you're young or new or old in the ministry, we need an attitude of humility. How can I be better as a minister? What can I do better? What can I grow in? I want some help here. I want my church connected to other churches, but I want me to get connected here, man. Help each other. We need to have that attitude of training and humility always, do we not?
Yep.
That's important. We need dreamers in this room. Now, I think that we've done well in the last 30 years, but we have got a fight in front of us that we need to fight. And I hope we'll all dream about. We need to target some cities. Go to the next thing. One battle line that we have as a fellowship of churches is that we need to target the remaining cities of 600,000 that don't have churches. We need to get to those cities that don't have churches. There's still a lot of cities out there that are large, that there are no churches at all. Do you know that in China today there's 171 cities of 1 million people just in China alone today? Wow. We got to target these remaining cities where we have no church. We need to train to go lead where there's no full-time leadership. Some of these churches that we got churches there, but there's no full-time leadership. Our men will stand up even in this room and begin to dream about, hey, I want to go into the full-time ministry. I can go someplace in Virginia. I can go someplace overseas. I can stand up and make a difference here. Because there's places that have churches but no full-time leadership. Then this third one, maybe replace a hero who's built to 50 or 100, but who would love to have some, either to tag out or to get some training. There's places where churches have been built up to a certain size, and we need people that can go in and help and build those churches further. Amen? And we need to have that. I know one guy actually said to me, he said, Mike, I'd like to go someplace, but aren't all the places taken? One guy actually said, there's no place left to go. And I said, man, that's crazy. That's crazy. We are crying for help here. And I'm not just talking about students. I'm not talking just to students who are younger. I'm talking to all of us about having a mission mindset. Training up and going. In our churches across the U.S. right now, Mike and I were talking about this earlier. Right now in the U.S., I know of only 2 evangelists in their 20s. And that doesn't tell the whole story either. We need more people in their 20s in the ministries. We need it. Our movement has begun to age a little bit. And I don't think it's good. I think it's good to age. And I'm proud of every white hair I've got. And Mike's doing better in that department than I am. It's good that those of us who are here, that we're aging and we're faithful. But we cannot lose touch with that youngest generation. And we are getting a little bit old here. And we need to make sure that we're strong on our campus ministry, strong with our team ministry, and strong with our youth. Amen? Across the board. But man, don't even think and say, well, there's no more opportunities. David was a teen when he stepped up and did what he did. Mary was a teen when we read about her in the Gospels. It is awesome to be young. Where's all the teens in campus? Are the teens here? Please do not think that you guys have to wait 20 years before you can start to do anything or amount to something. Please do not have that attitude. Where are the campus guys? Raise your hand. Please, understand. Now is the time. Now is the day to stand up and say, man, I want to be trained. I want to go. I want to grow. I want to be a part of something great. We can do something great at my high school. We can do something great at my campus. It's now is that time, is it not? You know, I think for some of us that are older even, we get scared to really open up. We get scared to invite somebody into our lives. And we need to do that. If you decide to go, even somewhere around the world, if you decide to go, you're gonna face trouble. If you decide to open up and be trained, it's not going to be easy always. It's tough sometimes to go ahead and admit faults. It's tough sometimes to let somebody into your life and help you. That's what we need. That's what discipling is all about. I know for me, in sending churches across Africa, 4 people died. We buried 4 people. We went on mission teams, and they lost their lives. And for all of us, you know, it's serious, this task we're about. So I guess I'm starting off by saying, I don't really have points here at first. I'm just starting off by saying that we need to be serious about training, that we need to be serious about the mission field that is in front of us, that God's plan is a lot bigger than just what the city we're in, or the state of Virginia, or the state of Texas, but that God has a plan for this whole world, and we're a part of it, and we need to man up, and we need to train up. And sometimes it's hard. You know, I had to learn languages. We got to the Ivory Coast, I had to learn French. In Kenya, I had to learn Swahili. By the time then, and we kept moving. And then I got to South Africa. And I said, well, what about Zulu? And I just said, forget it. Every time I start to learn a language, we move. And we ended up staying in South Africa 11 years. But anyway, we just kept moving, but I kept learning new languages. It's not easy sometimes. I know one time I went to a soccer game in Zimbabwe. And the next night I went out to church. And at church there was this guy that was there. He was studying the Bible. He said, Mike, I saw you at the game last night. And I said, you did? Well, why didn't you come up and say hi? He said, because you were on the other side of the stadium. Because I kind of stand out in that. I'm the only 6'4" white guy at the game. You understand what I'm saying? But the day I got baptized and the day you got baptized, we turned our lives over to Jesus Christ. We turned the steering wheel over to Jesus, and we said, here, you steer the car, take me, where do you want me to go? That's got to be our attitude here in training up. It can't just be, we'll train, what's comfortable. It's got to be that I'm going to go, and I'm going to make sacrifices, and I'm going to step up to the challenges that God has put in front of me. You know, much more than just people that are going to go on mission teams or people that are going to plant churches. We need people that are going to rise up in this room and become Bible talk leaders. We need people that are going to stand up in this room and become deacons. We need more elders in the church here. We need people who will say, look, I want to train, I need to grow, and I want to grow, and I want your help, okay? that's what we need.